Hello, 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 everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well. It's time for the weekly track roundup, where I go over what I felt were the best and worst tracks of the week. They're all linked down below if you want to check them out for yourself, as usual. Also down below, our Amazon associate link, our Turntable Lab associate link, and blah, blah, blah. And of course also our Patreon page, where we give you some extra bonus monthly content, a Let's Argue, or a classic album live stream. If you support the page, support the show, support the channel at a very low cost tier, might I add. And also want to give a shout out to our sponsor in this video, good people over at, The Ridge. You know what they do. They make these nifty metal-plated wallets. They're minimalist in nature. They fit nicely in your front pocket, and they are an upgrade from your disgusting, filthy, unwashed leather wallet that's sitting in your pocket right now. Get rid of it. Get the promo code MELON and use it with that link down below. Get 10% off your order. You're the best. First musical shout-out in this episode, R.E.M. have put out a track whose proceeds are going toward Hurricane Dorian relief. It is upsetting, in my opinion, that the world largely has turned its back on the incredible destruction that has followed in the wake of Dorian. And at least some of what R.E.M. is going to, the good they're doing here, it's going to have some relief. I know there aren't a lot of huge R.E.M. fans in my audience, but if you're a national fan, and I know some of y'all are out there, give this track a try, give it a shot, maybe even buy it. Because, R.E.M. have been a huge influence on the National over the years, and the instrumentation on this new track is quite sad and syrupy. So, I think the National fans will definitely appreciate that and get into it. Let's get into the worst tracks of this week. Excuse me. This is going to be a long episode of Let's Argue, everybody. I have a lot of tracks to go over. So, bear with me if there are some that I just gloss over a bit because there are so many to cover. There's so many to talk about. First one is this latest track from our boy Russ. It is titled Rent Free. Given the title, I already knew what the song was going to be about. It's going to be about his haters, and he lives in their heads rent-free, or specifically his enemies. But I feel like this track proves the opposite, because you're literally making a song about the people who you claim you're living in the heads of, but obviously they're living in your head enough for you to make a song about it and drop it as a single. Just usual Russ logic. And obviously, like usual, boring flat production, mediocre rapping, and just all around boring. We also have Halsey, who continues to be one of the most, I guess, uninteresting voices in pop music. I mean, there is a severe lack of creativity on this new Graveyard single. It's kind of plucky. It's got a lot of quirky percussion on it, and the vocals are absolutely forgettable. I just don't get what's so interesting about it. Moving on from there, Green Day, Father of All, the opening track, the title track, I guess, of their to come very soon new record. And I did a full-length track review of this one on the Fantano channel. You should check that out because I do go much more in-depth on my feelings over there. But this pretty much sounds like a really old, stale, 2000s era faux rock and roll kind of garage rock tune. The sort of stuff that Green Day objectively, even though I wasn't really crazy about the American Idiot era, was doing much better than in terms of just like having a more standout, memorable, distinct sound. Now they're just kind of making this trash song that has no personality to it whatsoever. I'm sure this will all work its way into an overall concept on this new album in some way, shape, or form. And even if it does, I don't anticipate that making my feelings on the track grow any warmer, because frankly I find this to just be really basic, underwhelming, and lacking any distinct qualities whatsoever. We have FKA Twigs, who has dropped a new single, Holy Terrain with Future. A boring beat, Future is not utilized in a very creative way, and overall it just sounds like a Bjork Vespertine ripoff, but with no personality whatsoever, and not much in the way of an interesting or memorable song. What is it? Is this a pirate hat? Is this a pirate hat right now? We're just going to move to the next one. Fall Out Boy with Wyclef Jean, Dear Future Self, Hands Up. One of the most annoying songs I've heard this week. Vocals are uppity, guitars need to go into the recycling bin, and I'm just really not sure what else to say. It's absolutely obnoxious. I cannot stand it. We have Drake, Behind Bars, which is a track that he saw fit to include in this new compilation of tracks for this Top Boy comp, which essentially is music inspired by a really cool UK television series that I guess Drake has played a role in getting it to come back, because I guess there's been a pretty large gap of time in which it's just been gone. And I admire that about this project. I mean, I think it's cool that Drake is getting, involved in storytelling-based media in this way. And I think that his involvement in this project is cool. And I guess at the end of the day, all that he's done is just kind of like thrown his name behind this compilation, thrown his name behind this project in order to get it some more buzz. And that's ultimately, I think, a good thing, even if the song itself is like really underwhelming. Like the flow is trash, the bars are boring, but it's Drake. Literally anything that he does and will do will grab people's attention and get people talking. So, I think that's ultimately all that he wanted to do here. I don't think he was trying to make or deliver or give to us one of his best songs that he's ever done or anything like that. More just to kind of draw people's attention to this UK-based series that seems pretty worthwhile. And also, mind you, there are actually a lot of cool names on this compilation, aside from the Drake track, which is just a bonus track. We have Popcan on here, we have Getz on here, we have Little Sims on here, who has made one of the best hip-hop records of the year. So, give this thing a shot, because there are a lot of great UK-based artists on this comp that are definitely worth your time. We have a Boogie with the Hoodie, who has come through with a new track, Mood Swings, which essentially sounds like an auto-tuned Heart Attack. It's terrible. We have Charlie's Angels, the film soundtrack, single from it, Don't Call Me Angel, with Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus, Lana Del Rey. It's pretty much just like a trashy, not all that good, bad modern soundtrack collaboration without much chemistry from any of the artists. It's just big names to get you to look at the track, to get you to look at the trailer, to get you to look at the movie. I don't really think the fact that this song is so painfully mediocre reflects on any of the artists involved. It's just a really bad Hollywood song, and that's all there is to it. Let's get into the tracks that I thought were kind of meh, that I thought were kind of underwhelming, but still worth pointing out because I think you guys might like them more than me. We have Twin Peaks, whose new record is out now. The indie rock outfit with a bit of an Americana, even folky at times edge. Again, new record here. It's been a while since they've come out with a new record. Last time I heard their music, they weren't really doing too much for me. I wouldn't say that's the case for a bulk of the material on their new album either, but hey, I think that there are a lot of people out there who are fucking with their music more than me. If you love singer-songwriter music with kind of a quirky indie edge to it, because I do think the guys do display some wit and occasionally a good sense of humor on their tracks on this record. I just don't really think personality-wise and stylistically it stands out all that much for me, nor does the songwriting blow me away a lot of the time. But Oh Mama is the name of this track. I recommend that some of you guys, if those genres of music tend to be your favorites, give it a shot, give it a try. We also have Perfume Genius, Eye in the Wall. I'm not really sure, reading into this new song and who Mike is collaborating with on this, like where exactly this is going, because this is not your average Perfume Genius song. This is very much like Mike's vocals not delivering like a sad, soul-crushing ballad. It's more like a psychedelic experimental dance tune where his vocals are just kind of like lost in this haze of effects and just really out there production. I can't really say I'm all that crazy about it, but I am intrigued. So I don't know. I guess I'll be just looking out to see where exactly this goes. Not exactly what I would expect from Perfume Genius, and not sure I want to hear more songs like this, but color me interested, I guess. We have M83, who has dropped another track that is essentially like a bit of an old school synth odyssey, but with kind of a modern beat behind it. Frankly, I find this style and this direction really boring. Lune De Fiel is the name of this new track, which I'm probably not even pronouncing correctly, but yeah, I'm not too crazy about it, frankly. I guess it's less long-winded than the last single that has just been dropped. But again, if you didn't really like the style or the sound that was being chased after on that song, I don't perceive many people will be won over by this new track over here. We have Kero Bonito, who have come out with a new track as well, When the Fires Come. It's got a bit of a dance beat to it. So again, another change of pace. This is not the quirky J-pop, electropop sound that they kind of broke onto the scene with. This is not the noise pop, tweet pop, indie rock sound that they transitioned into on their last album. Now they're coming out with some dance music that has some sunny, shimmering island vibes to it. I don't know if that's going to be the entirety of their new thing on the next project. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I think it has some admirable qualities to it. But I found the tune a little boring, and I wish that the dance beat just went maybe a little bit harder or something. You know, there was something about this track that just really fell flat for me. But you know, I'm interested. I'm intrigued whenever Kero Bonito is bringing a new sound to the table. So let's see where this one goes, I guess. We have Alex Cameron, Stepdad, intro track to his new record, which I'm going to be reviewing very soon. I'm not going to spoil my thoughts on this track or anything right now, but check it out. You know, I know I'm not super crazy about it. Obviously, it landed in the meh section, but I have had some changes of heart on some tracks on this record, and I am impressed with quite a few songs off the album, and you'll hear my opinions on this one soon, so check it out. Check it out. We also have Holy Fuck. They're back with this new track, Lux, and it has Alexis Taylor of Hot Chip fame doing vocals. The dance beat on this track is okay. Taylor's vocals underwhelm me severely. I'm not sure what else to add, truly and honestly. It doesn't really seem to bring forth that creative left field indie dance sound that Holy Fuck was once amazing at. And again, I think if Taylor was going to appear on this track, that the vocals could have been a bit more impassioned or something. I mean, there are some cool elements of the song, specifically some of the synths and some of the beats. It does have a hard driving groove, but it does tend to get a little repetitive, or it feels very repetitive, given that other than the beat, there's not really a whole lot about the track that's all that ear-grabbing. Let's get into the tracks that I thought were the best ones this week, the ones that impressed me the most. I have quite a bit of tracks to get through, actually a lot of tracks in the best section. So let's go. Van Weezer. I have a track review for this on the Fantano channel. Loved it. Explosive track. It pretty much feels like classic Weezer with soaring anthemic guitars. The Van Halen reference is not lost on me, nor should it be on you. And it is very, very, very intentional. We have Vivian Girls. Their new record Memories coming out very soon. Sludge is the name of this new track, and it's absolutely one of the heaviest, noisiest, most depressing tracks the girls have ever come out with. I don't know what to say. It's an incredible change of pace. Obviously, not every song on their new record sounds like this, but I don't know, for a stylistic switch up, at least for one track, it goes over incredibly, incredibly well. This track is so freaking weird and dark, and it really embodies its title. It's quite sludgy in a way. We have Underworld, the electronic music duo, have come out with this track, STAR, that's actually kind of left field weird and mind-blowing. It's got some very odd, disjointed lyrics, a hard grooving beat that's pretty techno-inspired, I guess I could say. It's austere, like many Underworld tracks are, but I think the visceral grooves and the abstract lyricism of the track do a lot to push what the duo does forward. And I don't know, I'm going to be keeping an ear out for more material that goes in this direction for sure. We have our friend Richard Dawson, singer-songwriter, coming through. New record very soon. Obviously, I've talked about his music in this new album cycle recently before, and Dawson very much sounds like he's not in the, I guess, archaic, what's the word I'm looking for? Medieval folk style that he did so well on his last full-length record. He's doing more of an electric lo-fi, kind of noise folk thing on this latest batch of tracks, and I'm loving the weird grooves, the weird vocals, the creative songwriting ideas. Richard Dawson continues to prove himself to be a one-of-a-kind artist, and just excited to cover his new work when it does drop. Here we have 10 out of 10, a new track from Rex Orange County. Cute little poppy, soul-ish type of tune. It's very straightforward, it's very simple, but there's some heartfelt lyrics and a very cheery, almost inspiring instrumental behind this one. Wish there was a bit more detail and nuance to it, but it's still very pretty and very fun and very catchy as is. Here we have Colorado, new track from Neil Young and Crazy Horse, or rather Colorado was the name of the new record. The name of this new track over here that I've been enjoying is Rainbow Colors, and excuse me, Rainbow of Colors, and it's look, if you know Neil Young's catalog, you know that his stuff with Crazy Horse tends to be some of his boldest and most wild material. And he lives up to that reputation with this new track over here. Basically on a song that addresses discrimination, anti-immigration sentiments, things that you shouldn't be surprised about hearing at this point, given our current political landscape. And even though Neil's voice is not quite what it used to be, it's still a very powerful song, very powerful ballad and performance. It's really immense. It's tattered. It is emotionally stirring. And I guess I will leave it at that. We have Liturgy, experimental black metal band, transcendental black metal band, Liturgy. They are back. God of Love, brand new song. And they are once again chasing after that mathy, intense black metal sound that they were forging on what, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated metal albums of the decade, Aesthetica. And I was very unhappy when the group and Hunter pretty much abandoned that sound for reasons that I get. But still, abandoned that sound for the most part and went on to do other things after the band shifted members and everything. And really amazing to hear them just back on that horse and coming out with some great transcendental, powerful, amazing work. No band is right now putting out guitars and drums and compositions that sound like this. And it is insane. It's amazing, in my opinion, actually. So moving on from there, we have Lil Nas X and Dababy basically coming through with a remix of Panini, which I've always felt like that track could use another verse, another something. It's a little brief, it's a little short. Dababy has been proving himself to be a really good feature artist, and it's just great that he comes through and kills it on this track, adds some extra character, adds some extra beef, and just comes out sounding fun and good. We also have Kim Gordon of Sonic Youth fame, who has been dropping track after track after track on her new full-length album. This one, titled Airbnb, is one of the noisiest and freakiest yet. I think the lyrics are a little out there, kind of funny in a way, not in a bad way. I just like, the very harsh, I think, I don't know, bold and bright and weird critique that the track tries to bring forward here. And I'm loving just how gnarly the guitars are. It's just a really gutsy fucking song. So shout out to Kim Gordon for coming through with some more solo material as of late that she just continues to kill it with. We have JPEGMAFIA, Beta Male Strategies, gave a track review of this track over on the Fantano channel. Loved it. Going to review this album very soon this week. Not going to spoil any more thoughts on this one, okay? But still, damn Peggy. We have Jenny Hval, who's come through with a new track, new album. It is a kind of weird little synth odyssey with some strange vocals attached. The track here is titled Accident, if I remember correctly, and it's just another track I'm not going to get too deep into because I hope to cover this new record in some way, shape, or form this week, so just look for my thoughts then and there. We also have a new Ghost single, the track that I am talking about here, because there is a B-side to it, but I'm talking about the A-side, Kiss the Go-Goat. Given that title, if you know your kind of 60s rock and stuff like that, you get the reference going on there, and yeah, it does kind of sound like a 60s go-go dancer type of rock tune. But Ghost kind of pulls it off in their own weird little occult way, and I like it a lot. It's a very fun, tongue-in-cheek, blasphemous kind of song that I think is pretty amazing. Yeah, it's not anywhere near as metal as some of the stuff the band used to come out with, but I think it's pretty fun how creative they're getting with this song, and really just having fun with it, I guess. We also have this brand new banger single between slowthai and Denzel Curry. Psycho goes absolutely insane. Slowthai and Denzel certainly bring the best out in each other on this one. Hopefully this is not the last time these two cross over. And we have a new track from Clipping. The instrumental sounds like, I don't know, like if, I guess, Black Moth Super Rainbow made a rap banger, like an alternative rap banger. It's very kind of fuzzy and psychedelic and strange, but also David's lyrics over the top of it. Just like he's just a top-notch lyricist, and there's really nothing else that you can say about the guy's talent at this point. So, Charli XCX has another track with Troye Sivan out. I guess in a way, spiritually, I guess you could say it's a follow-up to 1999. This one is 2099. But I'm not going to talk about this track too much as Charli's new record is out. Listen to it, stream it. I'm going to review it, talk about it myself very soon. We have Cattle Decapitation, death metal band Cattle Decapitation. They are back with a brand new track, One Day Closer to the End of the World. It is absolutely fucking brutal. Riffs are amazing. Vocal transitions are great. Tight as hell. Heavy as hell. Just loving that this band is staying nimble, creative, and engaging as they continue to drop record after record after record. Also, Bonnie Prince Billy has come through with another ballad. He's been on kind of a weird trajectory as of late, and I'm very interested in his new record. I have made a place as a result of that. This one is called At the Back of the Pit, and it's got a very theatrical music video attached to it. And yeah, a lot like that Blueberries track. It's very odd. It's very odd, a little funny, but also incredibly serious in its weird attitude. I cannot fully explain it. Hopefully I will have, more apt descriptions of what is so off-putting about this recent material if I get a review for it together at some point. And we also have shout out to Angel Olsen. She has a new track out, a lot like her last track that she dropped, her last single. It's kind of huge. It's an epic. It's titled Lark. It's just like soaring, powerful, immense. Loving that she's really trying to get super ambitious with her latest material over here. There were some elements of it that I wasn't completely interpreting, I think, fully yet, because it is so heavy and it does feel so layered. But I'm pretty blown away by the very large presentation and the vocal performance on these tracks so far. So Lark, Angel Olsen, give it a shot. Give it a try. And that has been the weekly track roundup, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, all the songs that I talked about in this video are linked down below so you can check them out for yourself. And we will see you in the next one, in the next weekly track roundup, in the next review, in the next something. Anthony Fantano, weekly tracks, forever.